Hi gang, Jeff McAleer here, and today I'm going to take a look at Hull Breach from Not So Broken Games Studio. Hull Breach is for 2 or more players. In fact, in the Loyalty and Vigilance box, there are 3 decks, so you can have up to 3 players in a game. As long as somebody's got a deck, you can have more players, so you could have 4, 5, 6 players. Of course, that's just going to lengthen the game time to play. But anyway, as far as Hull Breach itself, it's available for $39.95. You can order it online, but I do know the folks at Not So Broken Games Studio would like to see you purchase it from your friendly local gaming store. So pop into your local shop, see if they carry it. If not, ask them to pick it up. Well, ask them to pick it up if after this review you feel like you want to pick it up. So let's take a look to see what we've got inside the box for Hull Breach. And as far as the gameplay section of the video, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I did shoot some video at Origins Game Fair this year, and AJ Parator gave me a walkthrough of the gameplay. So we're going to actually use that video for that. But anyway, let's take a look to see what's in the box of Hull Breach. As we can see, Hull Breach is a pretty good sized box. Not super heavy, but there's going to be plenty in it. This is the Loyalty and Vigilance edition. So it has 3 different factions that you can utilize to fight against. And it says, join the fight against colonial terrorists and defend humanity from all who would oppose it. And we'll take a quick look at the back of the box, kind of giving us a breakdown of the components. This is effectively a card game, which is really a miniatures game without any miniatures. So let's take a look inside the box. Show you what you're going to get. So first off, we have the rules of engagement. So effectively, these are the game rules here, and it talks about an introduction to the game, talks about the different card types. As far as you have ships, you have stations, you have fighters, you have marines, you have modules, you have tactics, upgrades, technological breakthroughs. You have your stockpile cards, which are going to show your economy, basically your resources. Here's a breakdown of the cards themselves, how to attach cards. Talking about how you deploy, events and tactics. Starting the game, deploying your forces, how the turn breaks down, engagements, which really is the heart of the game, it's your battles. There's different phases. You can just attack ships. If you have Marines on board your own ships, you can try to board your enemy ships and take control of them or scuttle them. Playing with multiple commanders, the different traits, because many of the ships have special abilities called traits, and this breaks down what each of those are. I do know online that Not So Broken Game Studio has a quick reference printout for the traits, so you don't have to go searching through the book. Talking about constructing your deck. Some golden rules, some definitions. Some more of the definitions, and then the credits. All in all, it's about 35 pages of rules, but the reality is not that difficult to pick up the game and play. There's a little bit of fiction for the game itself, kind of giving you an idea of the background of the game. So that's kind of neat. It's about 60 pages long. We've got the damage markers here that you'll utilize. Then we've got these little beads, which are going to be utilized to track your economy, your resources. Bunch of 10-sided dice. And then the 3 pre-constructed decks. And I'll open one of these and take a look and give you a better feel for the cards themselves. In fact, you know what? Let's go with the RDF Skyline Defense Headquarters. We'll open this one up. Place that back there. So as I mentioned, you have two different cards which you're going to record your resources. So this is a resource stockpile, this is a currency stockpile. This is what you utilize to build and deploy your ships and your Marines, some of your modules, so on and so forth. They'll show what the cost associated with it would be. Your station is going to give you a starting value as far as what you'll be able to bring in, and then some of your ships also will add to your economy as well. So we've got those. We've got some of the add-on cards. So we've got starfighters. This is a technological breakthrough, accelerated pilot training, another breakthrough there. And these stay in play, so this gives you a special ability for all your ships. Here are the Marines, Rifle Company, Red Eye Company, Special Weapons Platoon. Some options proven in action. These can be added to your Marines. So it would actually go to the bottom of the card just like so. Then we have some of the ships. These are drones, a fighter wing, frigates, destroyers, cruiser, different types of cruisers, battle cruiser, battleship, capital ship, upgrades, which of course would be added to the ships as well. Then we've got your station. So in the game, you're trying to capture or destroy your opponent's station, and then you'll have modules to the station as well. And you'll start off with 2 modules. You can have up to 4. And that's just how you want to build your deck. Do you want to put additional modules in or not? The modules have to be destroyed so you can get to the station. And of course, destroying the modules is going to help as far as drive down the economy of your opponent as well. And we've got some tactic cards as well. To give you a better idea, let's take a quick look at just one of the ships to kind of give you a breakdown on the anatomy of the card itself. This is a Lark class cruiser, so it's going to show you your ship class right here. This is going to show the cost for you to deploy. So from your economy, it's going to cost you 5 points from your resource stockpile, 6 points from your currency stockpile. So really a cost of 11 overall. There's a little bit of flavor text here. It also has some special traits, and you'll find the trait of a ship. Not all of them have them, but a lot of them have different traits. So it's Hunter and Stealth are the traits. You're also seeing that you can carry up to 1 Marine unit on the card. This is the attack, so that's how many attack dice it gets. These are the wounds, although to be honest I think it's a little strange that they've called it wounds. It should be something a little different. Damage, whatever. Wounds, just, do you wound a ship? I don't know, it just sounds a little odd. That's the defense, so that's the number that somebody has to roll to hit. This shows that it does not carry any fighters, so you can't put any fighters or drones on the ship. And then this is the initiative. And the initiative determines the order that your ships will attack. So destroyers attack before cruisers, cruisers attack before battleships, And if I'm the attacker, I would roll first. So let's say I've got destroyers. All my destroyers will attack, and then whatever remaining destroyers the opponent would have, they get to attack, and then we move on to the next initiative number. So all in all, that's the anatomy of the card. So you're going to find inside Hull Breach, you're going to get the 3 decks, and they're all unique. They all have unique ships available to them. Many of them are only available to those factions as well. You get a little bit of the flavor text and the rules with the dice and the damage markers and your little economy markers as well. So that's what you're going to find inside the box for Hull Breach.
Alright, so the core concept of this game is, again, it's packaged with 3 players, 3 decks, so you can have a 3-player game right from one box. Right now we have two decks on the table. One RDF Skyline Defense headquarters here, indicated by that little military symbol there, is our military faction. On the other side over here is the Zero Orbital Shipyard. So we've got 1 deck from Loyalty and Vigilance and 1 deck from Corporate Wars. Everything plays well with one another. And the whole objective of this game is to use your per turn economy, all these up arrows here, to generate you, yep, right up there, generate you on all these cards, generate you income over here on your stockpiles. So for this one, it's going to be 18 and 18. And you use your 5-card hand. This is all your logistics phase. Use your 5-card hand here to deploy ships and marines, event tactics, breakthroughs, upgrades, options, a ton of different stuff. So the first thing here is a breakthrough that doesn't have any cost associated with it. So we're just going to put that down over here off to the side. And then we're going to start playing some stuff. So your Griffin is a big battleship. Usually you want to try to get these out first because they cost so much. This one's going to cost 8 and 8. I'll put this down here. And every station has its own special power. This station right here, all my ship cards cost 2 less resource and currency to deploy. So that being a ship, the lifeblood of the game, if you will. We're going to pay only 6 and 6. Get that out there. And some cards have special abilities on them, either through symbols, which is that little guy right there, which means it comes with 2 Marines for free. So I'm going to go through my hand or my deck and pull out 2 Marines. And
I own
there we go, like that, and it goes sideways in the card.
Day job.
And I'm going to pay for other cards. Those down there, that's only going to cost me 3 and 3, although it would have cost me 5 and 5. 3. And then you use your fleet on the third part of the turn, your turn. You can decide to go and fight the other players. So what you would do is you would slide these cards forward once you're done with your manufacturing phase, and the actual combat would begin. So presumably, if they had some ships in front of them, which I'm going to here, where they would actually attack, you could, now we just go initiative value order, so we go smallest ship to largest ship, and that initiative value is right here. So your stats are all along the bottom. This right here is how many Marines you can hold. This one's grayed out, but for instance, this one right here has 4, capacity for 4. This is your attack value, so that's how many dice you throw. This is your wound, so that's how many punches to the face you can take before you're killed. This is your defense value. This is an 8, so it's fairly hard to hit because it's a big battleship. This is how many fighter wings you can carry, or drones. This is your initiative value. So this is when you act in a fight. So to just show you a little bit how combat works, each one of these ships has the initiative value associated with them. So the smallest is smallest to largest. So the smallest initiative value is this crow right here. So he's got 2 attack and 7 defense, but he's also got the trait Fearless. So what he's going to do is use that trait. A lot of these cards have traits and special abilities to flip his attack for his defense. And instead of throwing 2 dice, he's now throwing 7 dice, and which he's going to try to to put some wounds on that Griffin battleship. So we take some dice, roll some dice, and let's see what happens. Wow, it's a hell of a roll. One, two, three, four. We got 4 separate shots that meet or exceed that 8. Right there. So that means we put 4 points of damage. It's never cumulative. Each die roll is kind of like a shot at a target. So that was our level 4. Then we have 2 level 5s here, one on each side. Ties always favor the attacker, so my Harpy is going to go first. I'm going to throw all 5 of its dice at the Falcon there. And I need 6s or higher. I mean 5s or higher because it's a very defensive ship. I do 1, 2, 3 wounds. 4 wounds actually. This ship only needs 3 and it dies. I would activate its Stoic Fire on the way out, so we get 3 dice. Put it at that Griffin. 10 right there will kill the Griffin. So on its way out, these guys were so battle hardened that even as they're riddled with bullets, half on fire, they're still able to blow up another ship in the process, killing both the Marines on board. Now, if they're the win conditions of this game are to either take your ship and blow up the 2 station modules here, so shoot them down, and then eventually put a bunch of wounds on the station to kill it, or to successfully land your Marine unopposed on the opposing commander's station. And once that commander is knocked out of the game, you will be able to go through your deck. Actually, once that commander is knocked out, you'll be able to take all of their economy and add it to your own stockpile over here, and go through your deck and pull out any ship or any Marine, anything that you can actually deploy and play it for free. So in this case, it would be this gigantic dreadnought, this Phoenix capital ship here, which has a staggeringly high amount of attack, wounds, and defense. It goes very late in the game. It has the trait Annihilate, which means that you do any 10s you roll, do 3 wounds. Any 2 10s you put down, do outright destroy whatever you're firing at. And finally, Overload 15. So instead of throwing 7 dice, once per engagement, you get to throw 15 dice, which is the cap ship destroyer or the station buster, as it will. But you're down for a full turn. So all these traits have ups and downs, but in essence, in a nutshell, that's how you play Hull Breach, aside from several other in-depth mechanics, which you check out the rulebook or check out the cheat sheet, which we have on our website, which goes over the turn anatomy, logistics, manufacturing, engagement phase, and discard, and the actual engagement phase, how you fight, like skirmish, volley, maneuver, boarding, and then you go back and repeat, along with a card breakdown as what all the symbols mean, and a full list of all the traits, which for ease of play, you can just print out and have next to it. But everything you need will be in the box and the gameplay. So,
all in all, there's plenty to like with Hull Breach. For the $39.95 MSRP, you're going to get the ability to play with 3 players. You get 3 unique faction decks. They're all different. They all play a little bit differently. You can tweak your decks as well. There is a deck building element to the game, so fans of, say, Magic the Gathering would probably get a kick out of it as well. The battles themselves, the engagements, are a lot of fun. Unless you're getting your butt kicked, then maybe not so much fun. But there's a lot of luck involved, obviously, because you're drawing cards and you're rolling dice. But if you like to throw a bunch of dice and just be in a free-for-all, and you've got all the various different traits of the ships, it's really cool. And the battles, for the most part, play out really excitingly. To be honest with you, there's a lot of, a little nail-biter tension to it, especially, you roll bad dice, you roll good dice, like most other games that involve a lot of dice rolling. There are a couple of issues that I do have with Hull Breach. Everything involved in the game is high quality, the card stock's good. Of course, you're going to want to sleeve the cards if you're going to play it quite a bit, and if you pick it up, you're probably going to play it quite a bit. Where I have a bit of an issue is, I don't want to say the game feels unfinished or incomplete, but it could have been a lot better. I like it a lot, but if there was just something else to it, as opposed to just building your ships, sending them out to fight your opponent, and it's pretty much rinse and repeat. With a 3-player game, there is a little bit of an element of diplomacy. Hey, you know what? Don't attack me. I won't attack you this turn. Not a whole ton of diplomacy, but there's a little wheeling and dealing. And yeah, hey, let's team up against Bob over here because, you know, Bob's tougher than we are. Let's knock him out. Let's bring him down, knock him down a peg. What I really think would be a great addition to the game, and I'll take a wild stab at Not So Broken Games is working on this as well, is another aspect to the game where maybe you're attacking alien planets, or you're looking to colonize other planets, or defending your empire as opposed to just defending a station. Maybe having a setup where there's cards which represent different planets in the system that you can battle over would really add an additional element that I think would push Hull Breach way over the top. As it is, I think it's a really good game. I give it a solid buy. I can't say it's a must buy. It's a solid buy. But I'm going to give Hull Breach a good 8.3 out of 10. You're going to like it, especially if you're into science fiction and you like good, big, epic space battles with all different kinds of ships and a lot of different traits and ways to kind of turn things on its head by playing event cards or tactics. I think you're really going to dig it. As I mentioned earlier, it's really a miniatures game masquerading as a card game. So if you're a fan of miniatures too, you might want to give Hull Breach a look. So once again, this is Jeff McAleer. Thank you so much for watching. And be sure to swing over to thegaminggang.com for all the latest news and reviews and a whole lot more.